Okay, so I think we're on to me now. So let's see if I can actually share my screen. So I will be relatively quick, I think. Famous last words. Jane, can you just give a nod if you can see it? Yeah, cool. Okay. So you may or may not know that the region has, well, it's in its third year of investing in HFMA Bitesize short courses. And basically what that means is that you can have a license for 12 months. And I think it's currently there are 19 different courses that you can undertake. I did them in about 6 weeks during when lockdown first came, because it was my brainchild when I was working at the region to invest in this. And clearly, if I was going to be a champion of it, I had to know what was in it. And I have to say that I found all the courses informative. Yeah, a lot of it I knew, but not everything. You know, you always learn something. So we're just going to cover what are they, who can access them, how well are we doing in using them, and what do staff say about them. So it'll be really quick, because these are the courses. Now, I was going to talk about them a bit, but in the interest of time, I'm not really. There's a guide that we'll make available that gives you more information on each of the areas. Effectively, it is covering anything that you would want to know about NHS finance. Some areas in the acute, some areas in the commissioning, some areas in primary care. So it's something for everybody. That's all I can say. And the thing is, if you do 5 courses plus the NHS finance, or including the NHS finance course, you do get a certificate that you can put on your CV. Everyone likes one of those. Okay, so yeah, I'll quickly get these up. Obviously, there's some wider things. Health economics is really interesting, because from an economics perspective, the NHS doesn't really work, but it's how you can apply those health economic principles to healthcare. And service line management, that's the interesting word, but that's just more detailed management accounts, basically. All very good stuff. Now, the other thing I wanted to do really quickly is, you may or may not know that ESR has a range of courses, the HFMA ones, that are short, medium and long. So there's some that duplicate what we've got there. And here we go. Look, it took me 2 minutes to log on this morning, put in the search HFMA, and it brought all the courses up. I've only screenshotted the first list. So they are there all the time for you to pick and do at your leisure. So that's an optional extra. So who can access them? Absolutely everybody. So I would encourage finance staff. You know, if you've spent your life working in financial services and you're interested in management accounts, or you've always worked in a trust and you want to know a bit more about an ICB, then it's for you. If you have operational managers who are responsible for resources and need to know a little bit more about what they should be doing around governance, or how the management accounts fit together, how they should be interacting with their management accountants, it's for you. We send it to our non-execs. I send them a nice little email introducing myself, giving them a long list of things they can access, and I've got good feedback from them. So anybody who touches the NHS can make use of these. We do try and say, can you please do 5 to get good value out of our licenses, which most of the time that works, but not in all cases. Okay, so how well are we doing? So we've had 2 tranches. In the first tranche, we got 2,000 licenses, and we used about 800, which was for me a little bit disappointing, although it was still very cheap when you broke it down to a cost per course in terms of delivery. So we were a little bit more conservative in the second tranche. We've got 500. We've been using it for about 12 months, not quite 12 months, and we've used 134 licenses. So there's still loads left. Yeah, and there are literally thousands and thousands of us who work in the NHS across the east of England who could use this. So yeah, we should be using up 500 and asking for some more. So all I would say to you is please, please, please support it, encourage your staff in the finance department and your staff outside of the finance department to consider it. So as you can see, courses completed. Obviously, the obvious reason why there was so many completed in 2020 was because we were all locked down and had bugger all to do. So so that was really good, and it sort of slowly sort of had less and less interest, and we could do with just reinvigorating it. So if you can help me do that, that would be brilliant. And why? It's because this, look, this is rate the relevancy. So very relevant and reasonably relevant, almost eats up the whole cake. Rate your knowledge before. You know, a lot of sort of weak and average, but then afterwards, most of it is positive. So people do find it useful. So please, again, please broadcast it with your organisation. So I think this is the NHS budgeting one. Good knowledge for every management accountant in the health sector. And then this is somebody else who is sort of making payments and income, and this is people they're working in that area, but they've still chosen to do the course to see if they can learn more, which is even better. So that's my presentation, I think.